Welcome to Lesson 1, where we will focus on how creativity can be used and developed in STEM disciplines. In this lesson, we will define the term creativity, explain why students' development of creativity is important in STEM education, decompose components of creativity and how they relate to each other, and show how creative thinking can allow you to look at and address a problem through multiple perspectives. Creativity is a commonly used word, but a specific meaning is often lost, particularly when we think about how one might be creative or develop creative ability in engineering and design. For the purposes of this course, creativity is defined as a type of novel thinking. Through this type of thinking, designers can redefine what the problem they are trying to solve, see gaps in their current knowledge, generate ideas to address the redefined problem, analyse those ideas to see how well they address the problem, and take some risks in thinking of novel yet feasible solutions. But what use is creativity for engineers and other STEM practitioners of the future? Why does it matter if our students learn to think in creative ways? We need creative thinking to enable STEM practitioners to tackle problems of the 21st century. The National Academy of Engineering has set out 14 grand challenges of our world that place engineers at the centre of solving these global challenges. Addressing these challenges requires more than just minor iteration on existing solutions. These challenges require creative solutions to address a range of issues, from energy sustainability to healthcare to learning. And each of these challenges requires a willingness to understand problems deeply and design solutions that address underlying factors that are often ill-structured and complex. Creative processes are necessary to develop creative outcomes. We've defined creative thinking. But how do people define a creative outcome? One way we can think of an outcome as creative if it is original and useful. Original describes a solution that is new or hasn't really been seen before. The level of originality can vary. It might be an incremental change to an existing ways to solve a problem, or it might be a radical change from an existing ways to solve a problem. No matter the size of the change, this originality is a necessary ingredient for defining the outcome as creative. Creative outcomes are not only original, but they are also useful. Useful describes a solution that works, is practical for the context in which it exists, and addresses the problem the designers set out to solve. We've talked about definitions of creative processes and products, but creativity is also discussed with regards to creative people and creative environments or press. The literature on creativity addresses these 4 P's. Simply put, products are the end solution that we often see out in the world. The process describes the steps that one goes through to produce a creative product. People addresses the individual ability, developed and innate, to create a creative product and process. And press encompasses the social and cultural factors that lead to creative outcomes. Let's come back to creative processes, which is the focus of our unit. When we think about the processes of being creative, it is productive to consider how we can change our perspective on a problem. This is something that highly creative designers are very good at. Seeing the world as it is, and then imagining a different way of viewing the world by shifting their perspective or viewpoint. This change in perspective is implemented by designers through 2 complementary processes: convergence and divergence. When thinking in a convergent way, designers synthesize existing ideas using inductive reasoning to narrow down or combine ideas to get a final outcome. When a designer is converging, you might notice that they are evaluating a wide array of ideas and then selecting or combining these ideas into a new idea. Divergence allows the designer to work in the opposite way, generating new ideas through abductive reasoning or imagining what could be. And this is often made possible by creating new and unexpected connections between previously unrelated ideas or concepts. When a designer is thinking divergently, you may notice that they are working from only one or a few ideas and then generating a wide range of ideas by making unusual or unexpected links. Both convergence and divergence are vital to a designer's creative process, and it is through a constant movement between these two perspectives that allows creative ideas to emerge. Changing perspectives and moving between convergent and divergent thinking are both important ways to engage in the creative processes. There are additional best practices recommended by creativity scholars to engage in a creative process. These include: learn to know and understand yourself. Keep yourself up to date in your field. Keep your sense of humour. Engage in creative hobbies. Have courage and self-confidence. Adopt a risk-taking attitude. As well as keep track of your ideas at all times. Pose new questions to yourself every day. Learn about things outside of your speciality. Avoid rigid, set patterns of doing things. Be open and receptive to ideas. And be alert in your observations. Now that we have given you an overview of creativity, let's dig into the idea generation phase of the design process, a phase where creativity can thrive. Before moving on to the next module, be sure to complete the reflection questions.